This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com with some sad news. Former UFC fighter, UFC pioneer actually, slash ECW wrestler. He did wrestle Taz there and had some other matches. But I'm not going to talk about his passing, which he passed away at 51. Matthew Granahan, the King of Connecticut, knew him and had communication with him over the years. So we're going to let Matthew discuss him. So go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Hannibal. I really appreciate it. And I just heard this news about 2 hours ago, and it was really sad. I didn't even know that he was sick. And yeah, Paul Varelans, man, he was definitely a pioneer. People remember him like from the early UFCs. His fight with Marco Ruas was one of the best fights ever in the early UFCs. It was a war, and he fought Dan Severn and Tank Abbott. You mentioned he segued into pro wrestling. He had a main event on an ECW card against Taz. So beyond that, though, he was the polar bear, but he was known as a vicious fighter. But outside of the cage and the ring, he was a really nice guy. And I met him a couple times, and the funny thing was, he hit me up because he knew I was in the southeast and in South Carolina, and he hit me up about a year ago, and he was all excited. Told me that he was moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and had invited me out there to go hang out. And I got to tell you, I really regret that I didn't make it out there. And I had to go back and look at my Facebook Messenger. And the last time I spoke with him was back in May. And he was excited, wanted me to come out there, and I didn't even know he was sick. You get busy with life, and it was a real crazy year last year. And Atlanta's a good distance away from me, but it's still a drive. You can make it in a day there and back in a day even. So I really regret not getting out there to see him. But true pioneer uh, in the early days of the UFC. I know he's really close to my good friend Art Davie, um, the creator and founder of UFC. He roasted, I believe the polar bear roasted Dan Severn. We have it here on Hannibal TV when I roasted Dan, but on a previous roast of Dan from some years ago. But just a great guy and a big monster guy. He was a legitimate, 6'8" and real polar bear, and he got that name also because he's from Alaska. He's a big Alaskan. So really sad to hear of his passing, Hannibal.
Yeah, me too. And he actually sent you a message. We don't know what his medical background is. He was only 51, but he sent you this message just in May that he was upset about the effect that COVID was having on the economy. So yeah, now he's passed, and we don't know his health history, but definitely, obviously, this virus did him in. He's one of the people that didn't win the battle. Many have, and I'm sorry to hear about it. Anything you want to say to close off on this?
Yeah, I don't like it when they report the media always report how people pass away. In America, it's supposed to be a private thing, it kept private, and sometimes that overshadows with the political aspect of this whole Corona madness that we're seeing. It kind of overshadows the man himself, and that's a personal thing. How he passed, but he lived a great life, hell of a life, and he was a good man. Aside from being a pioneer and a legend in the early UFCs, MMA, he was just a really really nice guy. And I just want to extend my condolences and love to his friends, his family, and his fans, and fans that aren't familiar with him. A lot of the younger fans, they should go and check out his some of his fights. I mean, I really recommend the fight he had with Marco Ruas. That was a battle. His fight with Tank Abbott, with Dan Severn, those were great fights. And for the pro wrestling fans, if you didn't see his match with Taz, that was a great match.
Very good. I'm certainly going to check that out now, and I believe even Missy Hyatt may have been involved in that match because I seem to recall her mentioning that in our interview. So our condolences to his family. Thank you, Matthew, for helping us out with this.
Thank you, Hannibal. I really appreciate it. And again, RIP to the polar bear, Paul Varelans.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest